So thank you for joining, everybody. So again, I'm going to try and keep it to past because I know we're all very, very busy. But really, this is just to kind of get your creative juice flowing. It's easy to get in a rut for LinkedIn, and there's a number of reasons why you should create different types of posts. And I have created this presentation in Canva about half an hour ago. So if there's any typos, which I can see, don't shoot me because spelling isn't my strong point. So why should you do it? Ultimately, as probably most of you know, we're all appeal to different things. I'm dyslexic, and anything with lots of text, I literally will not read it. I just will switch off. People learn in different ways. People consume information in different ways. And that's one of the main reasons. Some people are very visual. Some people will like moving things. Some people will like to read. That's why a lot of adverts on TV are visual, because a lot of people do consume visuals. And if you think about when you're a kid, most storybooks have got nice pictures. And we typically remember things quite often if it's visual. So using visuals is important, but it's great to have a mix. And as I said at the beginning, I'm not really a text only person, but I do it for the second reason, which is for the LinkedIn algorithm. Now the LinkedIn algorithm, I mean, I'm not a technical expert, but what I do know is that anytime if I feel that my views are going down, typically what I'll do a different style of post, style in terms of how it looks, but also different context. So it's really important to change the types of posts, but also the topics you do, because it's really easy to get into talking about the same thing over and over again. So that's why on a Friday, for example, it's good to talk about something different, but also it's good to change the style, because the LinkedIn algorithm want people that are creating great content, which is going to keep them on the platform. That's how they make money. And ultimately, people get bored of seeing the same things. If you keep doing the same kind of posts, it'll just become vanilla, and people will just won't even notice it. If somebody's speaking, if they could turn the mute down, that would be fantastic. And I can't even read what that says. Okay, so it's ultimately also, if anybody that's in sales has been doing LinkedIn for a while, people are not going to see one post from you and jump to buy. It takes people quite a lot of time to get to know you and to want to buy from you, that's meant to say. So by using different styles of post, it makes it easy for you to basically take one post and create it into 5 posts with the same information. And I quite often will use the same post or a version of the same post in terms of the text, but switch it up in different ways so it looks different, because again, you're slowly kind of giving that information to people in different ways, and it'll help different people consume that information. So, I mean, for anybody that's looking to, if you're selling one product or service, you know, literally we are kind of saying the same thing over and over again. So using different styles is just a different way of saying it. Hopefully that makes sense. If anybody's got any questions, we'll kind of do a couple of interviews. So the first type of post I'm going to talk about, which not a lot of people do anymore, including myself, is, hopefully, if it moves page, is an article. There we go. So LinkedIn article is still going strong, and here's why you should do it. A LinkedIn article sits on your LinkedIn profile always. The other great thing, it ranks on Google. If I was to Google myself, Maureen Kane, and something about videos and about LinkedIn, articles will come up, and anything on LinkedIn will come up. Articles, not all posts rank on Google, but articles do. So, I mean, I used to create an article every month, and I'm going to start going back to do that. But articles are a great way to build credibility, showcase what you do. It's a bit like a blog. And if you had, or if you create a blog for yourself or an article, you could just upload that as an article. You can also add loads of videos and external links. So it's a great way if you wanted to do an article of like a product showcase with all your prices, all your products, all your services. You can just feature that on your profile, which I will show you. So I've not done an article recently, which is bad, but to create an article, it's pretty simple. Write an article. But to go to articles I've done earlier, I will just show you. It's been that long since I've done that, I can't remember. Anyway, I won't go into detail, but ultimately articles, you can basically just create one simply, and I'll just quickly show you creating one. And you can add pictures, you can add links, and you could basically just do an article every month, and technically you could then create your post from that article. So articles are really worthwhile doing, and LinkedIn does love them because, again, it's a great way to build your tribe and your audience. The next one is a LinkedIn story. So I was going to do training on this in December, but so many other things happened. So let me just go back to see all your little faces. How many people, can I get a thumbs up to see who has done a LinkedIn story or who uses LinkedIn stories? Anybody? Thumbs down. Let me see who else. Helen, no.
Yeah, no, I use them.
Who's that, Sarah? I'd imagine you're all over them, fizzing all over them. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if anybody follows me, but I'll just try and show you in the camera my LinkedIn stories. So I've been doing lots of LinkedIn, you probably actually can't see. Aha. So LinkedIn stories, kind of like Instagram, but I do about 3 or 4 stories every day. I'm not going to go into them, but ultimately, it's quite often it's me talking nonsense, or it's about things I'm doing during the day. I also put screenshots of any successes I'm having. Like I've talked about, I'm doing training today. If I've got any really good posts, I'll show the views. So LinkedIn stories are a really good way, if you've got time, to really just highlight key things that are happening in that day. But go back to share. But ultimately, it's a way to get more followers. So, I mean, I use it just for ultimately to get more visibility, but it's great to showcase what's happening during that day. So if you've got anything special happening or anything, great. I wouldn't just do it for the sake of it every day, but it's a great way to catch lurkers. So, because what I'll actually love about it, helps if I turn off WhatsApp. What I love about it is you actually see who's viewing your stories. So this is a true story, but I think I did a post about it actually. I, over Christmas, had somebody that kept looking at my story, and I'm like, I'm sure he's a guy from school many, many years ago. And he was in Dubai, and his name, make sure he's not on here. His name was James at school. Sent me a Valentine's card in primary 5. And here was this guy, Jim Spence, who kept looking at my stories. And then eventually he basically liked it, and that goes to a message. And I sent him a message saying, are you the same James X from school? He sent me a Valentine's card, and it was, but haven't seen him since. He went to different secretary. But anyway, he's not a potential buyer yet. But ultimately, I've got, since I've been using stories, I picked up 2 clients people who have been lurking me constantly, and you can see them. I won't constantly look who's viewed my story, but you'll kind of there's constantly people, and these are people who have never commented. Anybody that watches my stories have never commented, never liked, typically CEOs, MDs, and I'll message them and say, oh, I see you've been following my story. It'll be great to catch up. And I've signed up 2 people this year from that. And one of them, which I'll be posting for them soon, is a big, massive consultancy company. So I wouldn't say if you don't have time to post, don't prioritize this, but certainly if you've got time and you're creating content anyway, you can repurpose it for a story. And on Canva, so I'll try and switch to. Can you still see my screen, people? Yes, can you see my screen? No? Can you see Canva? No?
No.
Yes. See Canva now?
Yeah.
So for creating I pretty much use my desktop for all content creation, because trying to do text on my mobile isn't that easy for me. So maybe if you've got a tablet, it's easier because Canva's an app as well. But for me, I typically create everything on my desktop, and then if I have to, I'll email it to my mobile and upload it, which is a pain in the ass, but here we go. Honestly, there's so many great tablets. If you basically go to Instagram Reels, there is so many great templates which you can use for LinkedIn stories. So again, you could have, and once you've got a bank of about 30 templates over a month, you can obviously recycle them, especially. So, I mean, there's so many. Let's pick any random one here. So this one, you could upload a picture, obviously, of yourself. There we go. Make it a little bit bigger because I like my big face. And you could put, obviously that's for, but you could basically just change that text. That could be just one of your many. Take that out.
Maureen?
Yes?
With stories on LinkedIn, is it not just people you're connected with that see those? Do other people see them?
They can. I don't know how they can, because I must say I don't actually read that many stories, but I have people that are second connections and also people who is unknown. But most people, I don't know how they can look. But I guess if they look at my profile, I don't know, to be honest. I just see them at the top of my thing. I don't know, but I've definitely had second connections. So, but 90% of them are, you know, first connections. But normally for a LinkedIn story, I did one before here, I'll be there giving hi, and I'll just do a quick, like 30-second chat, which I don't normally do on LinkedIn. Because I sell videos, I always feel if I do a video on LinkedIn, it has to be professional. But on stories, you can just jump on and say anything. And I'll probably do at least 1 or 2 every day, talking about what I'm doing or whatever. But for this could be something I could download. You can there's so many ones that are videos, little video moving ones, little cool ones. That's pretty boring actually, but you could animate that. Where's it gone? I'm just hoping my Zoom doesn't crash because my other half's on a Zoom interview and my son's on Zoom schooling. So hopefully I won't crash. But there's so many different, if you type in reels, there's so many different stories. But as I said, if you are selling yourself, I think it's great to jump on story at least a couple of times a day or a couple of times a week and talk to the camera, because it doesn't need to be perfect and there's filters and all these things to make us look lovely. So stories are a great way. If you haven't dived in, it's a great way. And also what you could do, what I do, is if you use Instagram, for use youngsters on, if you use Instagram, I typically will create my story in Instagram, download it, because there's much better little emojis and things like that. I will download it and then upload it to LinkedIn. That's what I do all the time. So I use these sometimes, but normally I'll create it in Instagram or do a boomerang in Instagram, download it. It depends what features you've got on your phone, upload it to LinkedIn stories. It takes 2 minutes, a bit of fun, but it can get you real clients. But so these are the 2 that you might not think about. The third one, obviously, which I love.
Sorry,
yeah.
Can you show me how to load it onto LinkedIn again? Because I missed that bit.
How to load a story onto LinkedIn?
Please, thank you.
It's difficult because I can only show you my mobile, but let me try. This is going to be interesting. So here, the little button at the bottom, it says post. If you click on your mobile, it says post. I don't know if you can see that. It says share a story.
Okay, cool.
So basically, you can only do a story from your mobile. And if you click at the bottom where it says post, one of the options is a share story. So I would have a dabble. I mean, again, if you're working on something cool or you've got something visual, if you're out and about, you know, just try some stories. But again, you can see who's actually viewing them. So if there's continual people viewing them, it's worth messaging them and saying, hey, I seen you were looking. Now, this is annoying because I did this in Canva and it's got a GIF on it.
Maureen, can you delete a story once you've recorded it if you mess it up?
Yes, yes, you can. You can basically go in and delete it, because I sometimes by mistake put one on 3 times. So yeah, you could just go in and delete it. But this is meant to have a lovely GIF on it, but it's not showing up. But
Maureen, sorry, going back to stories. How do you see them? Because I've not seen any of yours.
I don't know. Ultimately, I don't know how they show up. Must be people you follow, but loads of people. I mean, if you look at your mobile, they're on the. Have you seen any stories?
No.
for nobody?
I saw when it first came out that it was on the
Right.
top, but I've not seen any. No.
Mine is
Oh.
still on the top.
So mine's are on the top. There's mine there. Can you see my screen?
I've got an Android. Could that have something to do with it?
I've got an Android. So I don't know. And then you can kind of move along.
I can see yours, Maureen.
I don't know how they decide who they show them to, but ultimately,
Mine is at the top there, like just on the so on the home feed. If you just click on, so I just click. Where have you gone? You've gone now. You were on there, but say if I just click into one, it just shows the stories.
yeah.
Got it. Thank you. Yeah, it was on the home. It's on the home button. Mm.
So yeah, I mean, it's worthwhile. Again, if you're out and about or anything, it's worthwhile just sharing it and you're tapping into different people. So, and you could just do it on your phone and take a picture. But moving on to GIFs. So GIFs, I love GIFs because I'm a very visual person, and for me they're very, very easy. But Canva, even in the last 6 months, I think I did a GIF course about a year ago. They have dramatically, Canva's changed. They're constantly upping their game. Can you see Canva on my platform? So for a simple GIF, so all my designs, I've got 10,000 designs. So a simple GIF, I mean, I love, what I've been doing recently is doing a big GIF like this. So you've probably seen, because you've all been, if it shows up. So this is what I was going to do today. This is a GIF I've created in Canva. And basically, this is just a document. So it's a document. You can start with a blank page. But if you go to elements, can you see the elements on the left-hand side? Click on this. And on this little arrow, if you go to animated, this is the key. Now I pay, I don't know what it is, $12 a month for Canva. If you are going to create lots of content, it's worth paying for that. Some are free, some are pro. But, I mean, you can try it for free. But then all these lovely little animated icons come up. And all you do is simply, honestly, it takes me, and you'll have seen this one. Now, and then you could put some little whizzy things on as well, just to make your canvas stand out. You can delete, you can drag it across. That on itself, now if I try and animate this as well, basically what that could do is zoom in. So if I play this, now, Leanne, you were asking about time.
Yeah, thanks.
But on this document, this is, if it's got GIFs on it, I wouldn't do animation as well because the document file will be too big. If it takes a long time to download, it's probably too big. So but if I did this would look something like this. And that's the great thing about a GIF, it just constantly shows in the feed. So, it just plays itself. And again, if you're telling a story, a little visual, now that probably took me about 4 minutes, but I have done just a post on its own, just with that little lady there. And that took me about 3 seconds to do. I just was thinking one day, hello. And I put that up and that got about 4,000 views. So I'm like, that works for me. That's why I do GIFs, because they're easy and they get quite a lot of views. But this one, don't animate it because it's too big. But if you wanted to change it, if that said 20 seconds, it'd be too long. So I would keep the time down to about 5 or 6 seconds. And that compresses the file. All you need to do is then download it as a GIF, not a video. GIF. And then you upload it to LinkedIn as a photograph. So go back to LinkedIn and just upload as a photograph. And where's ones I prepared earlier? I've got so many. And it should say as a GIF, so that's one there, GIF. And you can embed things, so you could put your picture. This is a part of a document, just a Word document. But again, that got about 3,000-4,000 views, that specific one. And then obviously put your text in. But going back to Canva, just check the time. I'm running a bit late, so I'll speed up. Back to Canva. I mean, that's quite a complicated GIF, I'd say. You could easily just start with I normally would start with an Instagram post. So if I go Instagram post, something like that. They're rubbish. I will speed through the next ones. Instagram post. Let's just say this one for ease. And again, I think the key thing to visuals, make it work, is keep it simple. Really, if you're going to put text on it, as little text as possible. Let's just say that was going to be my post. The first thing I would do, because that post on its own is an absolute no-no for me. That's what I call a static image. And they absolutely bomb on LinkedIn. I'm never saying never do it, but for me, I would only do something like that if I was really struggling, because the reason why the bomb is because so many people have been using them on LinkedIn. Is they pretty much know that it's a static image from Canva and your views will probably be crap. So it's up to you, but I keep saying don't use them. The first thing I would do would be to change the colors to my colors or make it something bright. And then you could just add, again, go to elements, do this, animation, and make it into a GIF. So I normally type in effects. So that's just going to give it a couple of whizzy effects, giving all my trade secrets away here. Now, even that's pretty crap, but even, and then you could push him position to the back. So that's going behind him. No, it's not. Position back. So those little whizzy things, even that on its own, and you could, of course, I would suggest change that. Don't leave it as it is, but whatever that is, then download it again as a GIF. Now, because that's quite a simple one, you could potentially then animate that. And the animation, you could, for example, use breathe, which just basically moves it in slowly. So this one probably, because it's a small document and it's easy, that would animate the effect, but also it's going to move slightly. So if I download that as a GIF, it's not going to take too long, but it's going to just keep doing that. And again, it'll stand out a little bit more. That's a simple, that can, just by adding a couple of effects, but it also changes the style, which again, for the algorithm works really well. So I'll move on.
That's much easier than what I've tried.
I mean, honestly, GIFs and Canva, they're constantly adding new animations, so it's getting better. But right now, honestly, it's a lot quicker for me to do it in Canva than do it in my video editing software. And they work really well. I'm sure that will change at some point when everybody else does it, but right now it's working really well. Any questions on GIFs before I move on quickly?
If you only have the free Canva, does that not have those moving options?
It still does, but you'll just have less probably. So if I go to elements and put in free, just select free. You've still got some. And again, that could be a picture of you. That could be you, Sarah, with your little, if you put your products in there, you could do some little whizzy things. So yeah, that's really good. And that's so honestly, and once you've got one you created, then next Monday, you're going to do a different color and you're going to change him. You're going to put man element. Look at that. Just some random whatever, you're going to change it. So once you've got one, it's so easy just to change other ones. In fact, he looks better. There's my St. Patrick's Day post sorted out. But anyway, so again, that would just, if you had one word up there and your post was, a funny story or a really interesting story, that would work so well. But I'll move on because I'm running late. So next one, text only. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Text only, traditionally about 3 years ago, everybody was doing text only. I don't like them, but I do them because again, if you try and vary the styles, they do work well. Text only a couple of years ago was doing phenomenally well, but they have downgraded that, which means you get less views. So if you were a text only person, I'd advise you to do some visuals. That's going to help your views. If you are a visual person, do a couple of text only posts. You can repurpose blogs or articles, great for telling stories and great for people who love to read because not everybody likes visuals. Next one, rather than doing static pictures like Canva, do personal photos, do photos of your work, do photos of you at your work, photos of anything that's personal. These work much better than a static kind of Canva type image. That was September. Oh, on the beach. Can only dream. But yeah, again, if you link that into a story, you know, again, people are so nosy. We love to delve into people's lives. That'll do much better. Making myself thirsty. Oh, this didn't work out either. I'm going to go back to Canva to show you this one because it didn't. So the next one I'm going to move on to is videos. Hopefully you're all still there with me. So this is a presentation I presented for this. That was my little GIF I did for GIFs, which didn't work, but there she is. So personal branding, videos as well. So this is a video, which is not working out. So video, there's lots of different styles of video, obviously. So the types of video that I would recommend you do for LinkedIn would either be a talking head. Sarah does them all the time. So talking basically you on your phone. If you hold it, I'm always bad with my horizontal and vertical. So normally you would do a selfie that way. Typically, if you want it to fill the full view, you would hold it that way, which I feel never makes you look very flattering, but it doesn't matter. If you're doing a quick video every day or of yourself, I think keep it short is key. You know, if you want it, so either you talking or a product one. And again, you could use this, you could create Canva, you could upload a video. I think, I don't know if Rich Williams here, but his wife did one. You could upload a video here. And again, there's videos in Canva if you want to do a bit more corporate-y one. Video, let's just see any random rubbish, crying. Stick that in there, whatever it is. So that could be a video post. And you could add some text here, ask a question, rather than just doing a kind of normal, try and be different. The more millions of people that come to Canva, to LinkedIn, try and be a little bit different. Use Canva as maybe a frame for the video. Pick a template and add it in. And that will play. I don't know what that is. Some random stuff, but hey ho, that could be some easy post on LinkedIn. But it could be a video of you talking as well, and you could use it as a skin. But again, if you are selling yourself, doing a video of yourself, it's going to help people buy into you. The last one, which is post number 7, is a document or a slideshow post. I do these all the time. And today my post was a document post. I will go to it. And basically, I just love these. It's a bit like any can list 5 things, 3 reasons, 2 reasons, 10 reasons. I love things like that. And they always do well. This is what I call a document post. And at the end, it'll either have a call to action, or quite often I'll have services and my prices there. And they always generate good results. So these to create in Canva, I'll just do quickly. If anybody wants a template, pretty much now I've got about 10 different document posts I've done. So all I do is go into my designs, wherever they are, lost them. My designs. And I will go into one I prepared earlier. And all I will do is go make a copy, and then I will just go in and edit that. But to start with, if you search poster or presentation, so either poster or presentation, it'll give you loads of templates. And then I will just edit that, which will come up in a moment. And again, I'm just rushing just due to time. But so this one, normally what I'll do, if I'm going to use this again, I'm going to then just change the color of it. I'm going to make it just look completely different, but this will be getting used again in some way or other. And again, to just, once I've created my first look and feel, I'll just click this, which is copy the page. And I love a bit of repetition. Repeat, repeat, repeat. The key thing with a document post is not a lot of words and mostly image, because again, and this has got quite a lot of words for me, but most people view LinkedIn on their mobile. So again, I would just have a couple of words per page. But again, if you've got, 3 reasons to work with me, 5 reasons to buy my product, 5 success stories, all these things you could do on a text only post. You could do it as a GIF. You could do it as a video of you talking. You could do it as a document post. Don't do them one day after another, but you could do it one Monday, the Tuesday, do the next Tuesday, do the different style. Over 4 weeks, that could be 5 posts, all of the same thing, just change the words a little bit. Because again, we're all kind of saying the same things over and over again, but document posts work really well. So GIFs and documents for me work really well. And because I'm a visual person, you know, it typically is attracting the right people I want to attract. And just come out of this. You know, and what you do, all you do is upload this as a PDF. So if I go to LinkedIn, go to documents, that'll show you all the documents you've done. But to upload it, click on here. And again, I always do it from my desktop because it's easier. And this is how you will download it from Canva as a PDF, not as an image. Because if you download it as an image, it will basically be lots of different files. If you download it from Canva as a PDF, you can find one as a PDF, standard PDF, it'll come up quite big in the page. And the great thing about something like this, it takes up half of the LinkedIn feed, which is really annoying for other people, but it's great for me. So I bet I see you all next week doing these, but these are working great. I'm sure LinkedIn, the more people use them, LinkedIn will change it. But right now, even just one page like this with a GIF, I mean, if you want to get a point across or ask a question or anything, and again, in your colors with some bright color, they work so well. And again, it's all about visibility. And if anybody, the great thing about Canva is you can share. So if anybody wants to try and create one and share it with me, if they want me to help look at it or edit it or feedback, I'm more than happy. It normally takes me a couple of minutes. All I ask is do it at least the day before. Don't do it in the morning because you have no chance of speaking to me in the morning because like you, my head's in WhatsApp doing comments. So I don't respond typically to messages in the morning. But if you send it to me the day before, I'll quickly edit it or look at it. You just click share and put in my email address and it'll go to me. Should do. And I think that's pretty much us. Pretty much I was going to say, try not to use static Canva posts. Lost it. Try not to use static Canva posts. They flop just due to overuse. And the last thing is, again, obviously what's most important is the context and what's actually in the post, what the post's about. I think once you've got that nailed, it's great to have different styles, but try and use a headline to draw people in and you leave a couple of spaces because really what you want people to do is click see more, and that kind of gives you more points for your post. So leave a couple of space lines for your headline, which most people do. Try and use 3 to 4 hashtags of your target sectors. So if you're targeting construction, hashtag construction, and change them a little bit. Don't use the same ones every day. Maybe have 20 and kind of vary them throughout the week so you're kind of getting more range. And try to ask a question. I know sometimes it's difficult, and sometimes I actually do go back and delete that question and change it. But for the group, it's a lot easier to comment if there's a question. You can just scroll to the bottom and answer it. But also, if you are wanting to engage with people on LinkedIn, if you are just saying, I'm amazing, I'm great, it's kind of like you're standing on a soapbox. Whereas which some people want to do, they just want to get out every day, look at my stuff. But if you are wanting to have a conversation, you need to ask a question. So try and ask a question. It just makes it easy to engage. You can always change that after the kind of first hour with the group. And the other thing which I haven't wrote is we're all in different industry sectors, but try and relate the post to something that we can all think about, even in the question, because not only for the group, but for everybody, the more generic and mainstream your post is, the more views and the more people will see you, even if it's about one thing specifically. So try and tie in something that we can all relate to or have an opinion on, and at least do 1 or 2 of those posts a week. That'll make a real difference. That is it. 7 types of posts on LinkedIn. There is other posts, so I'm trying to think. There's a couple of other ones maybe. I don't actually know if there's any other posts I've missed. Those are the ones I would recommend. Any other posts I've missed? Don't know. So do you think you could try and do a GIF from here, Carol? Put you in your spot?
I'll try anything once. Yeah, of course.
Give
I'll
me a
try.
shout. And anybody, especially, I mean, there's people that are new here. If you're stuck, give me a shout, because, you know, it literally takes me 2 minutes to do it, and I can add a few little effects and things like that. So that is kind of it. But the key thing is variety. It keeps people interested. And, you know, it's all about getting to different people. The more different people you can get to over the week, that's going to help generate more leads. So yeah.
Sorry, just on the article one, you said you can create your post from that article. What do you mean by that? Do you mean like you'd post the article and then would you?
Well, you can't. So when you write an article, and again, I can't show you, when you create an article, when you posted it, it'll actually give you the option to share as a post.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't actually talking about that, but you can do that.
Yeah.
But what I was talking about, let's say you did, I mean, some people got VAs or whatever, they pay someone to do 1 or 2 blogs a month or 1 or 2 blogs a week. You could then cut up that to be your articles, so to be your posts.
Yeah.
So ideally, in an ideal world, somebody would write me an article a month, and from that, I would make that into 8 posts.
Yeah.
That would be the ideal scenario, because
Yeah.
you cut up the different topics.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Anybody? Was that useful? Did anybody learn anything?
That was really good.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you. So next week next Tuesday, we're doing content calendar, all about creating your very own tailored content calendar, so it can be easy for you to come up with ideas for posts, and you can use GIFs, etc., with your ideas. So thank you so much for watching. I might do the curl rest on the back of my hair now, and I'll see you all tomorrow probably.
Bye, Maureen.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.